So, I was talking about I my ideas are not the only ones I listen to. Um, every time I've been in a leadership position, if I come up with an idea that other people either don't like or can come up with something better, I always, always, always take the better idea. I don't have to be right all the time, and I won't be right all the time, and I acknowledge that, and I'm willing to take the best route. So, um, after, so I was in the National Guard, so I had civilian jobs while I was in the service. And so I've had a bunch of different jobs. I've worked as a dishwasher. I used to work at a medical like surgery devices reprocessing facility. So we would basically a form of recycling. Take not really scalpels, but things that are used like pro cars, if you're familiar with those. We would clean them, sharpen them, sterilize them, and send them back out for use and for reuse. And so it's good for the environment. It's good for the company. It saves money on buying brand new things all the time. So it's just an overall good thing that they do. So I worked there for a little over a year. I actually really liked that job. I worked in the packaging department at first, so I was just putting protective little tips on all of the devices that would come through and give it a last look over before it went to quality control for their approval on it. And then after about 8 months working there, they wanted me to train in the quality control, and so I started training in that. But then I ended up pregnant with my last child, and I stopped working there because my morning sickness and stuff was just too much to keep working. So then I also worked right before I joined the military. I had forgotten about this one. I need to find my resume, just read everything off. So I was working in a rock climbing manufacturing company. So they made the rock climbing holds, and I worked in the packaging department. So I would take the finished product and I would polish it, make sure everything is up to code for the bolts and everything, and put it in the box and get it ready for shipping. So I did that for a while. I was laid off at that job, which is fine. It wasn't a career, something I wanted to make a career out of. It's been hard for me to figure out what I do want to make a career out of. I really, really enjoy politics. So I think that would be a good place to be. Sorry. And I think that city council is a good starting place to really make a difference. I'm digressing, so I'm going to try to get back on topic here. Work history and why I'm good for the position here. So let's see. So while I was in the military, I worked. Just trying to think of everything. It cut off before I was finished talking, so I rambled for a solid 5 minutes before the video cut, or after the video cut, and I didn't realize that it had cut out. So I have to remember what I've said and what I haven't said. So I worked as a dishwasher, in a restaurant. Um, let's see. Oh, I worked at BMW and Audi and Porsche, so I've driven a lot of nice cars. That was fun. I was the valet, is what I started out as, and then I volunteered because BMW, there's all in one parking lot, and it's all in the same, like, auto group, like, owners. So it was no big thing to go from BMW to Audi to Porsche. So the BMW service riders were having some drama, and they all left right around the same time. And so I volunteered to hop over as a service rider for BMW instead of a valet for Audi. We already had 2 valets, and it was kind of boring when there was not enough cars there, so it was really a lot of standing around and waiting, and so it just made sense to, like, be more productive for the company. So I volunteered to be a service rider for BMW instead. So that was a good job. One of the customers came down from Bellevue to Bend, Oregon to get his service on his car. I mean, they were down for vacation anyway, but he decided he was going to come there from now on because of the service. And, up here, I guess it was not great customer service, and so he was really happy with how he was treated and everything. And I was a service rider, and I was brand new to it, didn't really know what I was doing. I don't know a lot about cars. I know a little bit, but not a lot. And so but he was really impressed with everything, how it went. And so, I mean, that alone should speak volumes, I guess, because I have great customer service, enough to where someone's willing to drive 300 miles to get service that I provide. So, customer service that I provide. So, I mean, I think that speaks volumes. Other jobs I've had, I'm trying to find a spot to set the phone. Let's see, other jobs. So I managed a deli, and I just finished college, or hadn't finished college, sorry, I didn't finish. I was going to college, and the owner of the company was one of my friends, my old neighbors, so I went to visit him one day and had lunch at his deli, and he offered me a job, and I took it. And I almost bought the deli. There's a long backstory to that, but I just couldn't afford it financially. I didn't have the capital to invest in a company like that, and so I had to make the decision to walk away from it. And so I think that's really important too, is knowing when to say that it's just not feasible. It's a really important skill that I think is worth mentioning. I was a prep cook at a restaurant. I had started off as a dishwasher, and as soon as they found out that I was a cook in the military, they were like, nope, you're a prep cook now. So that was fun. I did that for as long as I could, but it was a ways away from my house, and so I had to travel, and I just couldn't afford to keep traveling. So I ended up moving back in with my parents after that, because I just didn't have the money to support myself like I was hoping. I was trying to prove that I could do it, and I couldn't. So I moved back in with my parents. Not the end of the world, just not fun. Um, so, yeah, then I got that job at Audi. Um, so then I moved up here and I got the job at the cemetery. And I really, really loved that job. I wish I could still be there. Unfortunately, it was commission-based pay. Sorry, I'm just trying to think. It was commission-based pay, and I just couldn't afford to take care of my family on that, so I had to leave. And then I got a job at Starbucks at the roastery downtown, and I had to leave that because I couldn't afford childcare. I think this was before I guess I heard that they now offer childcare subsidies for everybody, regardless of financial ability to pay. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I heard. I think I was watching the Seattle channel and I saw that. All right, to be continued.